Hi everyone, Rick here with Rick's 135th Scale Models. I'm going to start the build on this Hobby Boss LKW 7-ton MIL GL LARS2 German rocket launcher. It's a new kit out, and this is part 2 of my review on the vehicle, and this is the build. My intentions are to build it as per specs, painting, etc., and then do a light weathering of it to make it look like it's more realistic. So let's start the process. Okay, so at this stage I've completed the inside, painted it, and primed the outside. I used the provided masking decals for the windows to cover them up, and that's how this is at this point. Next thing I'm going to do is paint the green, which is the NATO Green. I'm using Tamiya's Acrylic, and then I'm going to go on to the next stage of completing the lower chassis. So I have completed the initial building portion of the cab. I have it painted. The next component will be doing the camouflaging of it, and then I will add on the spare tire and all the decals along with the windshield wipers. After it's completed and painted and weathered, I will pull off the masking tape because I don't want to mess up the windows themselves. The turn signals on this are in the clear plastic, so I'll put those on last. What I'm going to do is paint silver on the back side and then paint the back side so that when you look through this side it'll look like a rear view mirror. The next stage will be building the lower chassis and painting it. I need to build two components here, take the tires off, which come off real easy, and then paint it. Now I will do it a little differently than this. I'm not going to use the NATO Green. I'm going to paint it with a different shade of green that's similar to give it that look that you'll notice on the real vehicles. I think it's like a wax coating they have on them to protect the undercarriage. I'm going to do the same thing along with a little bit of the weathering on that prior to putting the cab on and the rocket launcher component. And then another unit that sits right in this area, which is where the controls are for the rocket launcher, along with a lot of the extra containers, water, and that they hold on that. So that's where I'm at, and we're going to start the next process. Okay, so I put the tires on temporarily to kind of get a look and see how it's coming. I'm real pleased with this color. You kind of can see a little bit of the faded, the dust kind of stuck to it. Look, it's what I'm kind of creating the beginnings of for the weathering. Also, you can see the primer inside here. Some areas a little highlighted, nothing real major, just a little subtle. And then on the underside, kind of areas here and there. A lot of these joints are going to have to be hit with a gloss and a black to kind of create the lubrication in those aspects and different things, but that'll be during the weathering component. So far it's coming together nicely. Once the cab's on it, definitely looks to be a real sharp kit. I'm real pleased with the progression of the project, and everything's going together quite nicely. No major issues or concerns yet. We'll continue on to the next step, which will be building the rack that sits back here, which has a lot of different equipment that hangs on it on top of some of the controls for the rocket launcher, and then the rocket launcher parts, which will be built on this platform in the back here. So off to the next part. so now I've completed the build. The only thing I have left to add on would be the windshield wipers and the rearview mirrors, which I'll do last. I've got the camouflage painting done. I've done some of the weathering, the tires underneath the wheel wells in this area here, and a little bit on the exhaust pipe. The next stage will be letting the acrylic paint cure overnight. Then I'm going to hit it with a Tamiya clear to give it a gloss area to put the decals on the license plates, weight scales, and the German marking up on the rocket tubes. I'm going to let that dry for another day, and then I'll hit it with a flat to take down the gloss, and then from there I'll go into the weathering of the rest of the vehicle. So overall at this point the model's coming along nicely. Build itself is really well detailed, real happy so far. I'll continue finishing up and then summarize it. Okay, this will be the completed model. Let's take a look at how it came out. The overall quality of the Hobby Boss kit is nice. Everything went together pretty decently. The details are pretty accurate in looking at actual pictures of the vehicle. The metalwork back here for the basket area, all the PE sheets made it really nice detailed components. I built it with the purpose of it being on the road, so these parts that flip out and drop down here aren't really movable. You can build them one way or the other, so I decided to build it in this direction. The weathering came out nice. I just wanted a light road film weather here. You can kind of get an idea of on the sides, and then the dirty muddy tires. The rocket launcher's a little bit of dirt and soot built up there, but nothing major. You can get an idea of the camouflage pattern. One of the things I always do when I do my camoing is, especially on the vehicles that are a little bit older and worn, you'll see the paint lines as the paint from the camouflaging fades differently. So I try and create that effect here with the thicker and thinner paint areas. The only issues I had is building it. I used the stickers here, and on a prior video you saw where I messed up one of the windshields. This is a replacement one. In the future, when I build any more of these, I'm going to build them with the windows out, and then after the model is completed, put the windows in so I don't get this interior static electricity stick. What happens is underneath here there's a slight crack, and when you're painting sometimes you'll get dust, and well, that static makes it stick to the inside. So that's what messed me up there. I'm thinking about popping this hatch off again and cleaning it off, but at this point I'm going to leave it. Decals and all that came on nicely. They're pretty good accurate size. Sometimes Hobby Boss makes their decals a little too large. These seem to be accurate in measurements. The undercarriage and everything really nice with the weathering. Like I said, I'm real happy with it. This does turn and raise up and down. The actual vehicle does not have much of an elevation, so this one doesn't go up much more than that, but the shaft inside here for the hydraulic is a little on the short side, so if you raise it up above that much farther, it's going to pop out, and then you'll have a little bit of trouble getting it back into place. But like I said, the overall quality of the kit is awesome. Very happy with it. I just found out that they're releasing the dump truck version in this 7-ton truck in April. I'm looking forward to getting that kit and building a couple of those. I've got one more of these to build and looking forward to that one. But like I said, the overall quality of the model is nice. I definitely pleased with it and happy how it came out. So that's my build. That's my review. I think Hobby Boss did a good job on this one. And everybody take care. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and let me know if you have any comments. Take care. Bye-bye.